20 years ago today, or 20 years ago, not today, but 20 years ago, I walked away from the work that God had me to do. So I want to read to you lyrics from a favorite song of mine from high school. Use me here where I am. I'm not going to pray anymore that you'll change your plans. Despite my fear, I place my life in your hands. The future can't wait. Tomorrow might be too late. So Jesus, use me here. Okay, so it took me a long, long time to finally take those words to heart and act on them. 20 years ago, I lost my very, very best friend, and we were only friends for 7 months. But this woman had such an impact on me, and I call her the first boundless babe I ever met. But my friend Noelle, she was a strong believer, and she wanted to make a difference in the world for people that were disabled and show the world that we can do things and that we were capable of doing things. And so we would discuss the type of things that we wanted to do, and all I could think about from where God has me right now is that I want to make her proud as well as make God proud. But when I was in college after Noelle died, it seemed like questions about my physicality and my way of living life started getting louder. What's wrong with you? Are doctors going to fix you? Is there any hope for you to walk? And so because of that, I felt a strong need to go to therapy. And going to therapy on the surface is good, but it depends on the reason why you're going. So my reason why back then was because I wanted to be normal. And ladies, let me tell you, there is no such thing as normal.
Right.
Okay, so, and my mom could attest to that. I'm like the craziest person she'll ever meet. I drive her nuts all the time. And that's the only thing I'll say about you, because you told me I'm not going to talk about you. So that's the only thing I'm going to say about you.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, so I felt like going to therapy would make me normal, which it didn't. It just made me tired. So it took me 20 years of my life. I started that journey with God when I was 21 of kind of trying to figure out where He wanted me to be, what He wanted me to do. And in 2021, He led me to a group of women called the Boundless Babe Society.
Mm.
What the Boundless Babe Society is a dynamic group of women that come together to encourage each other to live the best lives possible. And I'm gonna cry. I didn't plan on crying. I practiced this speech twice, and I didn't plan on crying. Okay, so what the Boundless Babe Society is a dynamic group of women who come together every month to encourage each other to live their best lives possible. And so through the Boundless Babe Society, I have learned and met some of the Christian women within that group that God can use anything at any time for any purpose. So fast forward to 2023. I'm at Rolette's Experience, which you guys probably have heard if you know me and you've heard me talk. But what RE is an event, a dance-based event for women who use wheelchairs. And at this event, we are just so empowering to each other, and we come together and we dance and we learn from each other, take classes, and just have the best time ever living our lives unashamed, unapologetically. And so when God led me to Rolette's Experience of 2023, I was dead set on that being my acceptance. dance was going to be my part of my life where I would live out my acceptance. But then literally, and saying literally reminds me of my cousin Ocean. I'm not.
She's not fine.
Okay, so
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, just in case. Okay, so Sam literally reminds me of my cousin Ocean because she uses that word a lot. But I was taking a dance class, and unbeknownst to me, my phone rang during the dance class. And so I went to go back and check my messages, and it is the person on the other end of the message was somebody from Lanterman Regional Center, which is the regional center that I am served by. And she said, Marie, I was in touch with your service coordinator, and she recommended you for an advocacy group. And keep in mind, ladies, that the part of my life that I walked away from was disability advocacy. I wanted nothing to do with it. So when I found out that my SC, Rachel, contacted this person and recommended me for this group, I went home and I was like, I had a talk with my mom, and I'm like, should I do this? Should I try to figure out, if this is a place for me? And lo and behold, it was the place for me. I want nothing more than to be in this space. And now, as some of you may know, I am taking dance classes and encouraging. By being in that dance class, I am the oldest person in my entire school. The school only takes dancers up to 18. So at 43, I am the oldest person in my entire school. But I love where God has me now because He's using me to teach the younger generation what is possible, and that God can use any ability, and that we don't have to focus on the question, I'll be happy when. We need to realize that God can use us here and now. So, thank you so much for letting me speak. You're not going to throw tomatoes at me, are you?